My name's Lewis Burns. That's a very English name. I wasn't allowed to get a traditional name because I was born before I was a person, or before we were people. If you don't know about it, 1967, Australian Aboriginal people became counted in the census. Before that, we were flora and fauna. So I was born in 64 and wasn't a human until 67. So I'm really only 52. But I'm going to sing you a welcome song and welcome you in my tongue. I'm from the Tubba-Gah people of the Wiradjuri nation within Australia. We've got 400 nations left out of 900. This is a traditional welcome in my tongue. Through the mother, Makatan Nadyang Maranyanjani Naramang Tubba-Gah Wiradjuri, Wilay Wiradjuri, Manga Wiradjuri. Simply means welcome to this presentation on the behalf of the Tubba-Gah people of the Wiradjuri nation. This is a welcome song. Wiradjuri, 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 Tubba-Gah, e bandaringa, gugaringa, girodinga. Wiradjuri, 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 Tubba-Gah, e bandaringa, gugaringa, durandinga, yup, yup, yup. Wiradjuri, 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 Tubba-Gah, e bandaringa, dumbandinga, durandinga. Wiradjuri, 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 Tubba-Gah, bandaringa, durandinga, dumbandinga. Hup, brr, hup, brr. Hup, brr. Welcome. Just want to talk a little bit about the paint I wear. A lot of people ask, and it's significant because we respected all our mothers, our aunties and our grandmothers, etc. But we also have to respect all of our mother, and which is Mother Earth. And when we do our ceremonies, we go and take our ochre from Mother Earth, and we have a special place where I come from that we source our ochre. We protect it like white fellas can protect gold. And we take that ochre and we put it on our bodies. You can see handprints on my body. Those handprints are asking my ancestors to be with us today in spirit. And the ochre, while it's on our body, because we take it from the mother, we've got our mother's arms around us while we're in ceremony. So I've got my mother's arms around me today and makes me feel a little bit taller, a little bit stronger, a little bit, I don't know, better. I want to tell you a story. This is a story some of you might enjoy it. I know some people like it. But it's about the love of a mother. And this is a story about a duck. This is a Dreamtime story. So when you think about Dreamtime stories, the Dreamtime is the days of creation, when everything was becoming what it is. And first story I'll tell you because it rolls on. I'll keep the first one short. The first story I'm going to tell you is about Gurialda, the rainbow serpent. And I'll tell the story about Gaga in a minute, the duck. Gurialda, the rainbow serpent, was a giant serpent the size of a mountain sent down by Bayami, our god. And he was sent to earth to shape the land in the days of creation. In his movements across the land, pushed up dirt to make mountains, left tracks that made valleys and rivers, and went underground to make caves, underground rivers. And if you feel a tremor, there's a good chance Gurialda's still moving underneath. A lot of people see when it rains, far off in the distance, you can see Gurialda coming out of the ground and going back in. Some call it a rainbow. That's a creation story. That was the beginning of time and when everything was shaped and started. And then after that, a lot of the animals were created to live on the lands. So I'm going to play a story, a song on the didgeridoo about that story, Gurialda. And if you can imagine our dancers dancing this story, they're all joined together, kind of like a conga line or whatever they call that thing, but they dance around representing Gurialda, shaping the land. And in the middle of the song, the rhythms change and everybody breaks apart, however many there are in the dance, and become different animals that were created after the land was shaped. I'm going to play this song for you. Hopefully you can visualise it. I wish I had my dance group here to show it to you, but I'm sure you'll be able to visualise it. I'm going to play the song. This is the creation song, Gurialda or the Rainbow Serpent. Call it whatever you want to. Hope you like it. Gurialda. Thank you. Now that we got the creation of the land done, I can tell this story about Gaga the duck and the love of a mother. So Gaga was a duck swimming around with all the rest of her duck mob, and when I say mob, people, and there was a water rat on the other side of the river, and he fell in love with her from a distance, just couldn't keep his eyes off her. One day he decided he was going to take her and keep her for himself. So he one day swam up underneath and he pulled the Gaga underwater and took her away, and all the other duck people, all the other duck mob, they were sad and they didn't know what happened to Gaga, and they had a ceremony for the loss of her, and they just thought that she was gone, and they ended up getting on with life after a long time. But Gaga was held captive by the water rat, and she was trying to figure out ways to escape this water rat. And he would leave his camp, go away hunting and do whatever he does and foraging, and he'd make sure that she was not going to escape. He'd tie her up. Eventually she figured out that if I can make him believe that I like being here, someday I'll have a chance to escape. So she started to participate in daily activities and made out that she wanted to be there. And eventually the water rat thought, well, she's fallen in love with me and she's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not going to tie her up anymore. And the first chance she got when he left the camp, she took off. And she was running and running to the water, and she thought Water Rat was behind her. I hope you can understand me. Do I need an interpreter? No one nodded, so that's good. Anyway, she thought Water Rat was coming, but she'd run faster and looking back, but he wasn't there. And she made it to the water, and she was swimming flat out, and she got back to her people, and they couldn't believe it. Gaga was back. We thought you was dead. And so they had a big celebration, and hey, Gaga's back, and they was all having their celebration, and everything was fine, and things started to settle down, and they went back to normal again. But then came egg-laying season, and Gaga laid her eggs, and they were, when the eggs hatched, they were deformed, and the elders of that duck mob said, we can't keep these babies, we have to kill them. And Gaga said, well, you can't kill them babies, and I don't care what they look like. I want to keep them. You can't kill them. So they exiled her. They said, if you want them to live, then you take them as far away as you can up into the mountains and don't bring them back and never come back. So she started swimming upstream, and the babies were following her, and they were having a good old time. They'd go in the water and underwater, and they'd come up on the land and running around on the land and back underwater and swimming around, and having a good old time. And as they got further up into the mountains, Gaga got a little bit sick because they don't like the cold weather or the colder water. And as they got further and further up in the mountains, Gaga got sicker and sicker, but the babies, they loved it. They were swimming around like it was their own place. And eventually Gaga died. But the babies, you can still see them today if you're lucky in Australia. They got the fur of the rat, and webbed feet, claws, the duck, bill. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. That's the story of the first platypus. And we still can see them today. I thought I'd put to share that story because it shows the love of a mother. Do you want to do something together? Because we've got all the formalities out of the way now. All right, this is a song for all of us. There's a part for the women, there's a part for the men, and there's a part for me, a didgeridoo player, so I'll be the didge player. This is the ladies' bit. Now this is the men's bit. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, hey. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, hey. So we'll start with the ladies. Ah, 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 keep going. We'll bring the men in. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, hey. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, hey. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, hey. This is the ladies' volume. This is the men's volume. That's better. Beautiful. Keep going. Ah, ah. Okay, I'm going to join you and we'll slowly increase in the speed. Thank you very much. I'm finished. Hope to see you around. I think it's something else happening now. So thank you all. Enjoyed that. Bless you.